Hello, this is Scotty McCoy. I am the author of the Ultimate Friday the 13th Trivia book, and I'm also doing another book titled The Ultimate Slasher Movie Encyclopedia, and I am interviewing the cast members of Friday the 13th, and I currently have on the phone with me Vince Cupone, who played the Street Urchin in Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Hi, Vince, how are you doing?
Very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So I have a couple questions for you. The first question I have for you is, what was it like working with Kane Hodder?
Well, this was a number of years ago. I don't remember what year it was. I think 1989. So
Yeah.
go back a little bit to recall. I only worked that one day in New York City with him, but it seemed to be a lot of fun on set. We all joked around, me and the other, I guess, my entourage of street urchins. Joked around a lot, and was being filmed in Times Square, so there was a lot of traffic and a lot of looky-loos and people trying to stop and watch what we're doing, which held up production. But had a good time with him. He was fun to work with.
That's awesome. Did you have an audition for your role, and what was it like if you did?
Um, Trying to think. For that, it was just like two lines. So I can't remember what they had me read. I went in and they gave me some other material that I can't even say if it was from that script or not, just to see you act more than two lines. So, I gave the line delivery for whatever they gave me, and then got called for the job.
That's awesome. How did you get your start in the industry?
I guess I got started in this industry. I was a gymnast, and they called my gymnastics center needing gymnasts to audition for a commercial. I guess it was an acting management company, and me and my whole team went down for fun to audition for this commercial. I think it was a vitamin commercial or something. And then I was like, okay, we got a call back for it, and then I ended up not getting it, but the agency asked if I still wanted to audition for other projects and jobs and whatnot, and I said yeah, and then they sent me out on other auditions.
That's really cool. I always wanted to be in the acting industry, but I always was afraid of forgetting my lines.
I guess actors worry about that at night too. Yeah,
That
yeah.
is true. When Jason lifted his mask and your character ran, what did you actually see under the mask that was omitted from the film?
It was horrible. I can't even describe it to you. No, it was that part is really not covered at all. So it's just the actor's actual face.
Okay.
But the way they designed that is they have the hockey mask, and it almost had, from what I remember, like a black screen right behind the eye openings and the rest of the detail. That way, when you're looking at the mask, it almost just like fades to black behind it, but you can see through it like almost like a sunscreen window screen.
Oh, okay.
So his vision was a little obscured when he's wearing the mask, but he can still see, have depth perception and see where he's going. But it was just the actor's regular face as he would lift it. And at the end, when we did so many takes, and at the end, he would just make a couple of funny faces when he was like lifting the mask, just to throw us off and whatever. So and all in good shits and giggles.
What was your experience like filming Jason Takes Manhattan?
Well, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was one of the first things I had done. And to be working in, like, we were literally on that central divider of Times Square with all the traffic. I believe it was a Friday night or a Saturday night. I can't remember, but it was like very high traffic, and the excitement of the film set and the excitement of being in Times Square and everything that's going on, and how well lit they had that area of Times Square at night. It was almost like daytime between the other lights of the square and the set lights, and it's movie magic. I guess you could say.
Even though you filmed Friday the 13th Part 8 Takes Manhattan for one day, did you get to hang out or meet any of the cast members outside of filming? And if so, who and what were they like?
I didn't. I mean, I know that when they rap, they usually like send an invite to attend the rap party. I just don't remember if they sent that or not on that one. I know I didn't go. I'm trying to remember if they sent something for that. The other productions, if I'm more involved, like I'll go because you spend um, a lot of time, let's say, with the cast and crew, so you enjoy that finale. But that was just a day for me.
Right.
Exciting day, but just a day.
Right. So, I think you kind of answered this question, but when you were filming your scenes, was it actually in the heart of New York City, or were you on a set that was like green screen New York?
Well, it's funny because nowadays it's questionable if it would have been green screen, but no, that was on the actual right on the median divider of whatever it was 42nd or 43rd Street, with 7th Avenue and Broadway crisscrossing
Right.
around us, So yeah, it was. I mean, it's the most exciting place to shoot for sure.
Right. So, let me see. So, were there any citizens like of New York City trying to meet the cast or crew of the film during your scene? And I guess so. How were the citizens held back from interfering with the production of the film?
Well, I mean, they had a good AE team, their assistant director team, have a lot of, they do their lockups,
Right.
so there's a lot of PAs trying to politely quadrant people off. I think shooting that scene took a long time because of all the cars that were, driving down in traffic and on a Friday night at, I don't even know, 2 in the morning, so technically Saturday morning.
Right.
A lot of people coming out of the bars and clubs that are leaning out cab windows and yelling, "Hey, it's Jason!" and trying to get the waving to camera when there's supposed to be cars blurred in the background. So it got a lot of attention. A lot of people seeing that it was Jason. Of cars that are trying to drive by, whether people in the back of cabs or people going back to the suburbs from a night out in the city. But it was a lot of not as much on foot from where I was standing, but I was in the middle of the set, so on the perimeters, I'm sure that the PAs had their work cut out for them. Sure.
I bet. So, were you ever a fan of the Friday the 13th franchise? And if so, which film was your favorite and why?
Yeah, I mean, I had seen all of them. I mean, I'm definitely a fan. They're a lot of fun. As far as which is my favorite, I guess there's different things about different ones, but I'd have to say because of the introductory shock value of Jason, I'd say part two.
Okay.
Is and then you end up liking the character and wanting to see more of what he does.
Right.
But for me personally, it was more about the early films because it still had that the scares and the fun combined. And as they went on further, they became more fun and less scary. Because you know what to expect and you just looking forward to seeing it.
Exactly. So the last question I have for you, can you please provide readers any details about any future projects you are working on that you'd like to tell them about?
Well, I mean, stuff I have in the works right now, I'm really not at liberty to talk about contractually. But you can look on my IMDb page and see all my previous bodies of work, and I definitely love the horror genre. And, I've gone to executive produce a couple of horror films, out of Mexico and Argentina. Some really good content that you could find, on Netflix now. So if you look at my IMDb page, you'll see a body of work on there in the horror genre that people can look at, and there's a couple of other films that will come out in the horror genre as well.
Awesome. I'll definitely put that in my book, and anybody that wants to see what you're up to, they can look at your IMDb page.
Great. Well, very nice talking to you.
It was nice talking to you too. Thank you very much for making time for the interview.
You're most welcome. Take care.
All right. Yep. You too.
Bye.
That was so cool.